Did I have an affair? My partner's telling me I had an affair. That feels really overblown to me. What is the definition of an affair anyway? Simply put, an affair is a breach in trust that causes varying degrees of trauma to the betrayed. Trauma? Really? Yes, really. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. An affair is any behavior that is done outside of the knowledge of your partner that is considered to be a breach of trust by your partner. The key phrase here is outside of the knowledge of your partner. The reason is because to your partner, this feels like a lie. Either you lied and said you didn't do it when they asked you about something that they thought was suspicious, or you lied by omission, meaning that you didn't tell your partner about something that you were doing and they realized that they were clueless at the time that it was happening. The more obvious betrayals are things like sexting, or maybe porn use, if porn use is outside of the comfort zone of your partner, or having a full-blown relationship that may or may not have included sex. The less obvious forms of betrayal are things like talking to a friend, usually of the opposite sex, but possibly of the same sex, about personal matters, especially things that have to do with your partner. Again, outside of the knowledge of your partner. You might say, I don't have to tell my partner about everything I say to my friends, or you might think that it's okay to stay friends with exes, and they don't think so. So you do it anyway, and when they find out about it, they might say you had an emotional affair. You might think if I didn't have sex with someone, then I didn't have an affair. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, betrayal is in the eyes of the betrayed. Something you might not think is betrayal could be very serious to your partner. If that person is important to you and you don't want that relationship to end, then you have a real problem on your hands. Like I said before, betrayals can be traumatic. It really depends on the person who feels betrayed and how deeply shaken they are by the breach of trust between you. If you've never had anyone betray you in a relationship, then it might be really hard for you to understand how somebody could feel that what you did could hurt them so deeply. For those who feel betrayed, they're now faced with an avalanche of fears and emotions. The emotions are usually anger in the beginning, feelings that they've been deceived, manipulated, gaslit, and made to feel like a fool for having trust in you. These emotions quickly turn to a fear of a number of things. Things like, do I have all the information? If they lied to me about this, then what else have they lied to me about? Is there more I don't know? When will the other shoe drop? Why did they do it? And how do I know that they won't ever do it again? As you can see, fears that are based on the unknown are many. Suddenly nothing you say to them has any value, which means they can't get the information that they crave. This is trauma. This is the scar that doesn't heal easily. You might think, we can just avoid the topic, we can just move on, we can just focus on the positive. Unfortunately, it doesn't usually work this way. I've seen couples who have come to me where one partner is still talking about an affair that happened 20 years ago, and they're still devastated by it. If this isn't dealt with properly, that injury will fester inside of them and suddenly reemerge during stressful times and during fights. There will be ongoing suspicion and questioning that'll make you feel like this is never going to end. The truth is, we can never really move on and truly be close again until that trauma is healed properly. This is when you need professional help. This is when you need someone like myself that can help the two of you do the things that will rebuild trust over time. Trust is easily broken and very difficult to rebuild. But if you do it right, trust can be rebuilt, and the two of you will be stronger as a couple than you ever were before. Reach out to me immediately if you've had this type of issue in your relationship. I'm Richard Tift with Connecting Hearts Counseling. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of Florida. Relationships are what I do, and I strive to do them well.